Happy Christmas Eve, everyone! We're tracking a major snowstorm that looks to impact the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast just before Christmas, and I want to walk you through all the details so you can make informed decisions about travel and preparations. In 30 seconds, I'll show you the specific snowfall forecasts and why there's significant model disagreement that you need to understand. A major snowstorm is developing that will bring 6 to 10 inches of snowfall to areas including New York City, northern New Jersey, possibly central New Jersey, and a lot of eastern Pennsylvania. The impacts extend beyond just snow. Up to a quarter-inch of freezing rain looks likely for large portions of the Mid-Atlantic, which will make travel extremely dangerous. After that storm passes, we'll see multiple Arctic invasions, along with another major winter storm on the way. This is setting up to be a very active pattern. Here's what we'll cover. At 5 minutes, detailed model comparison and snowfall forecasts. At 10 minutes, the ice threat and safety considerations. At 15 minutes, the pattern evolution through early January. At 20 minutes, comprehensive preparation guidance. Let's start with what's happening today. Christmas Eve, December 24th. By this evening, we're seeing snow clearing from our previous event where up to 18 inches fell in Lewiston, Maine. That was a very impressive snow system that's now coming to an end. Looking toward tomorrow, Christmas Day, we do see some snow showers returning to northern areas of the Northeast, like upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. These could bring 1 to 2 inches of snowfall on Christmas Day in some of those heavier showers. But after Christmas, another storm system moves in, and this one is significant. Starting in the upper Midwest and Great Lakes area, around 10 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night on Christmas, we'll start to see ice and snowfall beginning for northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, and the upper peninsula of Michigan. Eventually, for the lower peninsula of Michigan, we see snowfall for the very northern tip, but a lot of ice for central and southern Michigan, where they could see large ice implications. The system really gets going for Pennsylvania, New York, and the Mid-Atlantic by Thursday afternoon, December 26th, Boxing Day. By 4 p.m. on the 26th, we see freezing rain already falling across Pennsylvania, the very western areas of New York, and into Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, and Washington, D.C. A very heavy swath of snowfall develops from the Finger Lakes of New York into northeastern Pennsylvania, then areas in northern New Jersey, Long Island, and New York City, potentially in the bullseye. At the 5-minute mark as promised, let me walk through the model forecasts and why understanding the disagreement matters. There are multiple scenarios we're watching, and where the storm tracks will determine who sees heavy snow versus who sees primarily ice. The National Weather Service current forecast shows the freezing rain threat first, anywhere from about 1/10 to a quarter-inch of ice for a lot of Pennsylvania, especially northwestern and central Pennsylvania, and we see a lot of that for Maryland as well. This could be a pretty widespread ice event. Very impactful. The freezing rain could actually have more impact on driving than snowfall. It creates a sheet of ice that's extremely dangerous. For total snowfall, the National Weather Service forecast shows grays for about 1 inch or 2 or less, blues for 2 to 6 inches of snowfall, purples for northeastern Pennsylvania, southern New York, and central and northern New Jersey at 6 to 10 inches. Now here's where it gets interesting. The European model shows a slightly more northern solution, more snowfall over New York State, Connecticut, and Long Island. A little for New York City. But this solution favors areas further north. The NAM model, the 12-kilometer NAM, shows more 2 to 6 inch amounts, with a swath of 6 to 10 inches straight through northeastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, and right into New York City. Then we have the RRFS model, which is actually set to replace the NAM in March. This model shows a more southern solution, with 6 to 10 inches through central Pennsylvania, southeastern Pennsylvania, and into southern and central New Jersey. What does this mean practically? The storm track is still somewhat uncertain. If the storm tracks further north, southern New England sees more impact. If it tracks where most guidance suggests, the New York City to northern New Jersey corridor gets the heaviest snow. If it tracks further south, Philadelphia and southern New Jersey could see significant accumulation. The good news is we have time to watch how this develops. The challenge is that if you're traveling for Christmas, you've likely already reached your destination. So the question becomes when and how you'll travel home. By 4 a.m. Saturday, December 27th, we can still see moderate to heavy snowfall ongoing across affected areas. The storm finally comes to an end after Saturday morning. The key takeaway is this: if you're anywhere from Philadelphia northward through New York City into southern New England, you need to be prepared for significant winter weather. The exact location of heaviest snow is still being refined, but the overall threat is clear. At the 10-minute mark, let me discuss the ice threat in detail because this is critically important. Ice storms are particularly dangerous for several reasons. They make roads nearly impossible to navigate safely. They bring down power lines and trees. They can leave areas without power for extended periods. A tenth of an inch of ice is enough to make roads extremely treacherous. A quarter inch of ice will snap tree branches and bring down power lines. This is the range we're forecasting for parts of Pennsylvania and Maryland. If you're in these areas, you need to prepare now for possible extended power outages. Have flashlights, batteries, candles ready. Stock up on food and water. Have a backup heat source if possible. Make sure your phone and all devices are fully charged before the storm. Consider filling your bathtub with water if you're on a well system, as your pump won't work without power. The timing is challenging because this is happening right after Christmas when many people are traveling or away from home. If you're planning to drive home through affected areas on Friday or Saturday, seriously consider delaying your trip. Now let's look at what comes after this initial storm, because the pattern remains very active. An Arctic blast moves in right around December 28th and 29th, dipping down into the east. Along with that Arctic air, there's a winter storm that brings wintry weather, especially to the Great Lakes, interior, mid-Atlantic, and northern northeast areas. We're also watching a piece of energy down in New Mexico, Texas, and Oklahoma that could potentially swing along the jet stream and get involved. Models aren't showing this strongly right now, but the ingredients are there. It's something to keep watching. Lake effect snowfall really ramps up after the Arctic air arrives, impacting areas downwind of the Great Lakes with heavy, persistent snow bands. Then comes a significant New Year's storm system. Models show it moving into the northern plains, upper Midwest, and Great Lakes. It impacts the mid-Atlantic and Northeast, as well as this low-pressure system intensifies rapidly. We're looking at a 986 millibar low-pressure center. Models have been showing this system close to bombogenesis, which is defined as dropping 24 or more millibars in pressure within 24 hours. That's a sign of a very intense storm system. This brings very heavy snowfall to the northeast before moving offshore. At the 15-minute mark, let me walk through the extended pattern into early January. After the New Year's storm, we get a brief return toward normal temperatures. Not way above normal, just back to average as we approach the end of the first week of January. Continued snowfall is likely for the Great Lakes and Northeast during that first week. Then another wintry event develops as we close out that first week with a low near Missouri bringing heavier snowfall for the Midwest and Great Lakes. This is getting into extended range forecasting, so confidence is lower. But the pattern supports continued active weather. Then we reach an interesting setup where the northern jet and southern jet align favorably. We see another piece of energy in the New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma region that could latch onto the jet stream. If this type of storm track materializes, we need to watch areas further south than typical winter storm zones. New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, southern Kansas, northern Gulf states, Tennessee, Kentucky, and the lower mid-Atlantic. These are patterns where these areas can get surprise systems. We've seen the model try to develop southern sliders on 2 occasions during the forecast period. The ingredients are present at times. The temperature pattern is fascinating. Christmas will be very warm across much of the nation. But on Boxing Day, while the middle of the nation sees record warmth, the mid-Atlantic and Northeast are far below normal with a snowstorm in progress. A real tale of 2 different stories. As we move past Christmas, warmer air continues until the Arctic blast arrives on the 28th and 29th. Then a brief warm-up. Then an even more impactful Arctic blast for January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Another brief warm-up follows, then another Arctic blast at the end of the forecast period. Potentially 3 Arctic blasts, not just 1 or 2. These aren't stagnant cold periods. We get brief warm-ups between them. But this up and down pattern is actually favorable for snow because storms often develop in the transition zones between warm and cold air masses. Total precipitation through the model run is impressive. Huge amounts out west for both the coast and Rocky Mountains. Decent amounts in the east with a slightly drier southeast. Total snowfall in the European model is really elevated. Not just for western mountains, but for the northern plains, upper Midwest, Great Lakes, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast. This suggests many different snow systems, adding up to feet of snowfall for some locations. When you see the pastel colors on snowfall maps, that indicates close to 2 feet or more. At the 20-minute mark, let me provide comprehensive preparation and safety guidance. For the December 26th to 27th storm, first, understand your specific threat. Are you in the ice zone or snow zone? This determines your preparation needs. Ice zone areas, primarily Pennsylvania, Maryland, parts of Virginia, and West Virginia. Prepare for extended power outages. A 1/4 inch of ice will bring down power lines. Stock non-perishable food, water, batteries, flashlights, candles. Have a backup heat source ready. Charge all devices. Fill prescriptions. Check on elderly neighbors before the storm. Snow zone areas, primarily northeastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, New York City area, Long Island, 6 to 10 inches is a significant snowfall. Have shovels ready. Stock up on ice, melt, or sand. Prepare to stay home Friday and Saturday. Stock, food, and supplies. Clear your schedule. Borderline areas that could see either. Monitor forecasts closely. Prepare for both scenarios. This includes Philadelphia, southern New Jersey, areas of New York State. For travel considerations, if you're planning to drive home through affected areas on Friday or Saturday, strongly consider delaying until Sunday or Monday. The roads will be dangerous Friday night and Saturday morning. If you must travel, have a full winter emergency kit in your vehicle. Blankets, food, water, flashlight, phone charger, shovel, ice scraper, sand or cat litter, first aid kit. Check road conditions before leaving and monitor them during your trip. Don't hesitate to stop and wait out dangerous conditions. Tell someone your route and expected arrival time. Check in when you arrive safely. For the Arctic blasts, multiple waves of cold air will bring temperatures well below normal with dangerous wind chills. Each wave requires preparation. Protect your pipes. Let faucets drip during extreme cold. Open cabinet doors under sinks. Insulate exposed pipes in unheated areas like garages and crawl spaces. Limit outdoor exposure. Dress in multiple layers. Cover all exposed skin. Know the signs of frostbite. Numbness, white or grayish skin, firm or waxy feeling. If you experience these, get inside immediately. Watch for hypothermia, confusion, slurred speech, drowsiness, uncontrollable shivering. Get the person warm and call 911. Vehicle preparation. Keep gas tank at least half full. In extreme cold, you may need to run your car for heat if stranded. Make sure your exhaust pipe is clear of snow. Check on vulnerable people, elderly neighbors, homeless individuals, people living alone, those with medical conditions. Make regular contact during cold periods. For lake effect snow areas, Buffalo, Syracuse, Erie, Cleveland, and surrounding areas should prepare for persistent, heavy lake effect snow bands. This pattern could be particularly active. Stock up on extra supplies. Lake effect can create localized whiteout conditions that make travel impossible for extended periods. Have food, water, and medications for several days in case you're snowed in. For potential southern systems, if you live in areas that don't typically see significant snow, Tennessee, Arkansas, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, Kentucky, southern Missouri. Watch forecasts carefully in early January. The pattern could support a southern slider, which are storms that often catch these areas unprepared. Have basic winter supplies ready just in case. For the overall pattern, this isn't a single event. It's an active pattern with multiple storms over a 2-week period. Don't use all your supplies on the first storm. Keep restocking. Monitor forecasts daily, multiple times daily when storms are approaching. Conditions and timing can change. Have backup plans for work, appointments, and activities throughout this period. Assume some disruptions and plan accordingly. Stay in communication with family, especially elderly relatives or those with medical needs. Regular check-ins are important during active weather patterns. The Bible reminds us in Psalm 147 verse 16, He spreads the snow like wool and scatters the frost like ashes. Weather is part of God's creation, and winter is a natural season. Our job is to respect it and prepare for it wisely. Preparation isn't about panic. It's about prudence. It's about taking reasonable steps to ensure safety and comfort during challenging weather. Let me give you the complete timeline summary. December 24th. Today, previous snow event ending up to 18 inches, Lewiston, Maine. Brief quiet period. Next system developing, December 25th, Christmas Day. Light snow showers northern northeast, 1 to 2 inches possible. Tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, ice and snow begin Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan. December 26th, Boxing Day. Major winter storm. Freezing rain Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, D.C. Quarter-inch ice possible. Heavy snow, northeastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, New York City area, Long Island, 6 to 10 inches in heaviest band. Dangerous travel, power outages likely in ice zones. December 27th, Saturday. Storm winds down through morning. Lake effect snow begins. Arctic air approaching. December 28th to 29th, first Arctic blast, winter storm Great Lakes, interior, mid-Atlantic, northern, northeast. Additional accumulations possible. December 30th to 31st, New Year's Eve. Major storm system. Nearly bombs out to 986 millibars. Heavy snow, northern plains, upper Midwest, Great Lakes, extending into mid-Atlantic and northeast. Challenging New Year's Eve conditions. January 1st to 3rd. Second Arctic blast, more intense than first. Continued lake effect. Possible additional systems. First week of January. Brief moderation, then more winter weather. Low near Missouri brings snow, Midwest, and Great Lakes. Mid-January. Potential third Arctic blast. Possible southern slider affecting areas from southwest through Tennessee to mid-Atlantic. Pattern remains active. Throughout period, multiple opportunities for significant snow accumulation northern plains through northeast. Some areas could see feet of total snowfall from multiple systems. As we wrap up, I want to emphasize that while this is an active, challenging pattern, it's also a pattern we can prepare for. We have excellent forecasting tools. We have advance warning. We have the knowledge and resources to handle winter weather safely. Our grandparents dealt with winter with far less warning and fewer resources. We're fortunate to have the information we have. Use it wisely. Prepare thoughtfully. Help your neighbors. Look out for those who need assistance. Winter weather brings communities together. It gives us opportunities to show kindness and generosity, to be the helpers. Stay safe, stay warm, and have a very Merry Christmas. May you and your loved ones have a wonderful holiday season, and may we all navigate the weather ahead with wisdom and care.